Zach Tui, as Brownie just told him before we came on, just about our favourite guest on the Sunday Footy Show. He joins us. And Zach, how do you explain that last quarter? All the momentum went your way. 7 goals, 2 to 1 point. What a thriller it was.
Yeah, g'day guys. Yeah, it's hard to say, to be honest. You can tell when the game's going against you that sometimes it just feels like the ball bobbles to them in the contest and you're not really getting the rub of the green. And inevitably, once you get 1 or 2 goals, the other team tends to tighten up a small bit. And we were able to make hay in that last quarter, but that's kind of footy in a nutshell, unfortunately.
Can you remember what Chris Scott actually said, or it just happens? It just goes about and you get the momentum and it turns that way?
No, I can't remember what he says, you know, immediately after he says it. So it was one of those. Look, we knew we were kind of underperforming, especially in that third quarter. Their pressure was red hot, but we were a little bit fumbly. But we knew if we cleaned up our hands a little bit around the contest, I mean, so much of footy is won in the midfield, and when you start getting it out of the midfield into the forward line, it just makes everybody's life easier.
Zach, just following on from Lordo's question there about the three-quarter time, was there anything made mention at all about Joel's milestone? I mean, was that a part of it?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was an incredibly Joel Selwood victory in the end, just kind of finding a way against all odds. And we acknowledged it pretty heavily in the build-up to the game, and it was mentioned at different stages. Although I think it kind of makes Joel uncomfortable being mentioned, especially in the moment. But if ever you were going to pull a victory out against the odds, it was on that day. He deserved that.
There was a bit of angst in the game, and the double free kick, the second one going to Ginnivan off the back of Atkins. Did that fire you up? Did you think it was disrespectful at all for them to target Joel Selwood in the way that they did?
It made the win pretty sweet. There was a hell of a lot of carry-on from them at certain stages. So it was nice to see the stands emptying with 5 minutes to go after all the chirp we were getting on the sidelines. So, look, not particularly. Footy's fairly combative at the best of times. There's a trend, and to be fair, it's in world sport where the better player you are, the more you seem to get targeted. It didn't faze Joel. It didn't really faze us. It just made the win a hell of a lot sweeter.
So sorry, Zach. I just to get this right. So was it the sledging from across the fence? Was that not among the worst you've ever experienced?
Oh, he was obviously copping at a tough time. It was nothing particularly unusual. But there were chirpy around the interchange gates as well when they were on top in that third quarter, and yeah, so it just made the win a hell of a lot sweeter.
Is there still room? You've got to earn your stripes a little bit in the game, Zach, do you think?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. There's always a bit of room for that old school kind of mentality, and I actually enjoy that type of atmosphere. I think it brings a lot of charm to the game. But yeah, I agree. I think we do have to earn the stripes, and once you've earned them, they tend to stick.
Speaking of old school mentality, Tom Stewart, I thought almost played the complete game last night. 29 disposals, 750 metres game, but also 13 intercepts. The only thing he didn't do was probably kick the winner at the end, but he was a rock all night.
Yeah, I've been saying this for a while now. I think he's the best defender in the game. I think he has been for a couple of years. He plays a hell of a lot taller and tougher than he is, and his story is incredible, but to have, turned into the player he is, given where he's kind of come from, is remarkable. He is the best defender in the comp. I've got no doubt about it.
Have you got the best forward in the comp now too, that he's been able to get through a solid pre-season? He had an injury interrupted round one part of his day on Jeremy Cameron, but stood up last night in a way that you want the highest paid player at your club to do so, Zach.
Yeah, he's a star. He's one of the most kind of freakish players I think I've ever played with. It doesn't look like he should be able to do a lot of things he can. And goes about his footy in a kind of really kind of carefree way, which really suits his kind of mentality, a bit like Isaac Smith in that regard. But it's not surprising that the best players in the comp have these days. You just mentioned Tom Stewart. Hawks had plenty of them, Joel, and now Jez. So he's going to be in for a massive season.
What about your own role, Zach? You've played a number of them in your time at Geelong. Has that changed much again for you this year?
Yeah, a little bit. I really enjoy the idea that I can be moved around the ground to help out other players kind of get the best out of themselves. And last night was a good example. You tend to have games doing that where you don't always get your hands on the footy as much as you'd like, and that was kind of one of those nights for me. But I played a fair bit of time in the forward line wing and finished the game at half back. So if players do go down, I feel pretty good that I can sort of help out the team by maybe moving to a different role. So yeah, it's a challenge, but I enjoy it.
Now, Zach, just before we get the votes, we generally want to thank you for your time this morning, because we can tell by your notice board you've got a fair bit on at the minute. So where are you?
I'm in one of the rooms in the club here. I was actually out with my family celebrating my 2-year-old's birthday. So I hope you feel good about yourself, TJ.
Well, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Good. Hang on. Didn't we talk to you last year and you were talking about how great it was being in the bubble because it got you away from the wife and kids?
Yeah, no, and I meant it then too, but they've grown on me in the meantime. I'm actually rather fond.
He deserves votes for this interview, Zach, too. I could change in my wood, Zach, but here's the votes from last night. Jeremy Cameron, I'll give him a 9. He's just a brilliant player. Tom Stewart, 8. Jamie Ellett, the best pie. And I thought Dangerfield was brilliant as well last night.
Let's give you a magnificent prize pack. Lou's prize pack this year includes the gift card from Luxury Escapes. It's your one-stop shop for the best world escapes, experiences and flights at great prices. Handpicked by experts. Zach, discover a better way to travel at luxuryescapes.com. There's the Callaway bag, plus a tour cap as worn by Lordo's man, the #1 player in the world, John Rahm. There's the Travis Matthew pack, including the perfect polo shorts and pants for every occasion. We love our Aquillas on the Sunday Football Show, always have, so a pair of those, premium quality footwear since 1958. Bar fridges, the custom designed bar fridge from Bar Fridge Australia. Keep your drinks cool in a fridge with your name on it. The Rick's Eyewear, there they are, eyewear I should say. Use the code Sunday Footy Show at rickseyewear.com.au for a special discount. And Platform 28, we love it there as well. A meal at our favourite pub right here in Docklands.
Fantastic stuff, Zach. All right, well, we've held you up long enough, so you go back to that little birthday party there. Nothing like a second birthday party with chocolate crackles and little Frankfurts and the like.
Party pies?
Yeah.
Damo's party pie.
Beautiful, guys. Always a pleasure.
All right, good on you, Zach, too. Joining us there.